Hello, it's Brendan here. I want to clarify. Little Rock landmines is the result of my parents' poverty. So my dad is a talented artist. He's not really an ambitious one, but he's a fun-loving one, and yet he gets no reward. And this essentially fuels the Vietnam War. Okay, and all the disasters, the sexual revolution, all the idiotic perversion of all wars. It's the same thing as George Washington. He's a talented third generation person who is parallel to global leadership. My dad's third generation Irish Catholic American, and the same as JFK. And JFK can be convinced that, oh, this is competition. Okay, so that's the reality of Little Rock landmines, and the paparazzi trying to run down the princess. Okay, and someone like Jonah Hill saying, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, show some respect. Okay, because he actually grew up in California. I actually grew up in California. I know there are people who might not have that respect. Okay, and they might be on the inside saying, "Oh, the starving artist." Isn't that a convenient excuse for global disaster? Okay, and that's exactly what people are doing. You see this with my father. He does not get scholarship grants. Doesn't have the place to go practice his art, his talent, his style for world peace. Instead, no, he has poverty, and that is not good. Okay, that is the disaster. Hold on, I have more, and it's a little difficult. And I want to point out that I'm not really a video person nor an audio person. I'm a writing person. If I have the story completely right, totally understand it, have layers of research and double checking data and people who are on the same page helping to do that, then the compositions, the presentations are going to be perfect. But if I have to struggle, it's like saying, oh, there just should be climate change, there should be never ending war and disaster and environmental idiocy, okay, acidification, and this is really big, okay. Around the time Trump becomes president, Donald Trump becomes president, the media decides, oh, we're not going to talk about this anymore. But Hollywood is definitely talking about it. Okay, it goes from Sherlock Holmes and Professor Moriarty, the arms dealer, and James Holmes, the child killer, and all these idiotic things. Okay, that are knowable things. They're not coincidences. They're actually stuff that you would have cameras in schools, and you could say, oh, well, if we gave Brennan the Moriarty Foundation, we would have world peace. We'd avoid all the major disasters in the world. And the press not doing that is like saying, let's run over the princess and play reality for the fool, because Donald Trump is a reality star, but he's not the first one. The Clintons do it first. San Francisco, and you can do better. You can actually care. If you don't actually care, then Little Rock landmines is sort of the outcome of that poverty that you sort of intentionally ignore, and that causes mass shootings, causes wars. Okay, no, nothing less than wars. Little Rock landmines. That's my parents going to Little Rock with now the blessings of financial situation, going without having full scholarship in East Asia, which I know classy people like that, and West Europe, and in between, positively, okay, having those stations to represent the actual piece is crucial. This is infinitely priceless. Okay, if you believe the fictionalization that, oh, the starving artist, this is like saying, God, never mind the queen, God, never mind the kingdom, we're just going to wreck the place. Okay, and Little Rock landmines, Senator 9/11. Okay, um, based on poverty. Okay, my poverty, my family's poverty. We're talented people. George Washington is a talented person, and he does not get the situation that the world expects from spokesmen who have the influence, who have whatever the sociological equation is, which is largely the system, but is also the King George doppelganger. Um, and the press saying, "Oh, we're not going to cover that," is the same as saying planes could crash and we don't care. Run down the Princess. Go ahead and try and run down Jonah Hill. Okay. Um, Northern Ireland, JFK, that stuff, the sexual revolution, all this stuff emerges with media ambivalence towards things that are noble, things that are published, things, and today it's all the cameras and the smartphone, hello, social media, to say the very least, amongst the layers of the smartphone, and the financial situation. So, the United Nations, if you want to stop the Cold War, if you want to stop wars all around, and this is the Cold War, and this is the anti-quality warmth, we are, as humans, we need thermal energy more than anything else. That's what makes us basically different, is that we use thermal energy. Okay, so not the war, but the warmth and the quality, which is basically saying the best quality is the intelligent, influential person who can prevent the war, who can clarify and fully clarify and dynamically situate and accommodate all the diplomatic efforts with the ambassadorial reality. That money has to be there. 10 years ago, I pointed this out discreetly, okay, and there was no answer. And disasters were completely on the level that every thing that I did out of desperation, Little Rock landmines. There's photographs of me in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm the only white person there. Okay, and that's not the freaking problem. Problem is the poverty to not have an actual station. George Washington on Dawn's Highway is not the solution. Okay, that is the problem. Being there, okay, not in a diverse community, but in a geopolitically radical potential situation. Okay, and this is equally Jim Morrison in The Doors. Um, the same name, apparently, as my dad, practically. Great Brennan, isn't it? No, it's the United Kingdom, that's right, okay. And for there to be peace, you have to actually respect that financial situation. Otherwise, you're saying, we're just going to sprinkle landmines and burn the world and try to humiliate maybe talented people. I don't know, Harvey Weinstein, maybe he's talented, but they're like, we're just going to burn the world because we don't want to deal with Brennan's financial equation, which the money is there in the Moriarty Foundation at Notre Dame in South Bend, not to be confused with Paris, France, or Charles Macron, and world peace, which is an absolute financial equation. I'm telling you this, if you ignore that, you are saying, let there be destruction. Okay, that is promoting child prostitution that develops after my parents go to Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay, and the whole disaster of the wars. Just put the word East in it. Okay, Southeast Asia, Middle East. Maybe it's the East Coast or whatever. And don't provide the most esteemed studios for compositions that God and the kingdom of technological functionality, okay, of no excuses, but pure loving perfection and utter, legal cooperation, okay. I want that, okay. I want that perfect world where I will be responsible for quantifying exactly what it is, okay, because this can be positively done and safely shaped so that we have the perfect world, I promise.